Tuesday, August 20th, 2013. 1 ounce of silver is $24. 1 Bitcoin is $119. Peace News Now is brought to you in part by friends of WeUseCoins.com. The following story is brought to you by the Sons of Liberty Mint. Trade value for value with fine silver quarters from the Sons of Liberty Mint. 4 quarters to a troy ounce. The most divisible, usable silver on the planet. Order some today at sonsoflibertymint.com. In September 2012, longtime farmer Alvin Schlangen was acquitted in Hennepin County on 3 charges alleging violations of the state food and dairy code, including a charge of operating without a food handler's license. After a successful legal battle, he went back to working on his farm. Last week, the state dragged Schlangen back into court again, this time in a new county, facing 5 more charges related to feeding his community. Schlangen offered members of the private buying club, Freedom Farms Co-op, the benefit of his volunteer delivery service as he picked up members' food items, including raw milk, from other farms and delivered it along with products from his Freeport farm. The criminal charges brought against Schlangen in Stearns County included operating without a food handler's license, storing eggs at temperatures above the mandated 45 degrees, distributing adulterated or misbranded food, violating a food embargo, and selling custom-processed meat. Alvin faced up to $5,000 in fines and up to 15 months in jail. During the trial, the prosecution spent the first day calling witnesses, including the state veterinarian, who testified about different foodborne illnesses to associate Schlangen with a foodborne illness. Yet the state did not present a shred of evidence that food delivered by Schlangen had ever made anyone sick. Attorney Nathan Hansen represented Schlangen with the support of Farm to Consumer Legal Defense Fund. Sentenced only on the charge of handling food without a license, Schlangen was fined $1,000, $700 of the fine was suspended, and given a 90-day jail term, which was also suspended with 1 year on probation. If he violates probation, he will be sent to jail and will be required to pay the balance of $700 in fines. Pete Kennedy, attorney and president of the Farm to Consumer Legal Defense Fund, said, quote, "It's a sad day when a hard-working farmer who has dedicated his life to feeding his community quality food and benefited the health of hundreds of families is judged to be a criminal." The Minnesota Department of Agriculture did not have this case brought against Alvin to protect the public health. The department's purpose was to get control over the private distribution of food, denying Minnesota's residents their right to obtain the food of their choice from the source of their choice. This tactic used to be called double jeopardy, and the Fifth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution strictly forbids it, stating that no person shall be subject to the same offense to be put twice in jeopardy of life or limb, apparently except when you've embarrassed the state. Then it drags you into court on the same charges in a different county and calls that a new violation. A sincere note to all liberty activists. If you want to live free, I don't recommend living outside of New Hampshire. There were only 12 people in attendance to support Schlangen. New Hampshire has thousands of activists who are working to achieve liberty in our lifetime. I'm not saying it would be a slam dunk, but this trial would have gone differently in New Hampshire. To learn more about why, if you love liberty, you should move to New Hampshire, visit freestateproject.org. Store your Bitcoin somewhere secure. Download the web-based Bitcoin wallet that syncs with your phone, free at blockchain.info. Daryl W. Perry wrote a terrific article at dailyanarchist.com in which he proposes that in a free society, it may be possible to serve the sentence of another party. It's currently legal to pay the fine on behalf of another person, so he proposes that it should be just as legal to serve the sentence of another person. In this way, Bradley Manning could be free in as little as a few months, with a 90-year sentence spread across hundreds of people. Peace News Now is on the Next News Network and is brought to you by friends of WeUseCoins.com. I want you to share this episode, and if you enjoyed it, send some Bitcoin to peacenewsnow.com/donate. I'm Derek J, reminding you that peace is the way.